Yo, what is going on? This is Daryl Tisdale from Motivated to the Max, and I'm here to tell you about an awesome new thing called Anchor. Anchor is sponsored by Spotify, from where you can do all your podcasting, your editing, and everything all in one place, and then you can have it distributed at different platforms like, of course, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many, many more right now. So if you're looking to start up a podcast and you're looking to be able to say, hey, I'd like to get my message out to people today. And let me tell you the best thing about with Anchor, it's totally free. Right, that's right. Look, come on, it's totally free. So once again, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started right now. And I'm here to tell you, let your message be heard through the Anchor. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out. What is going on? What is going on? And welcome to Motivated to the Max. I pray and hoping that you guys are having an awesome day. I know it has been a minute. From whatever that your brother been dealing with technical issues and dealing with me, period, in general. And everything like that. I know it's just been like a up and down roller coaster. And I mean, this is the roller coaster that you just get on and then you actually don't want to be on this roller coaster. It was one of them type of roller coasters and everything. But all glory to God. I'm glad that I am back. Actually missed you guys. I've been trying to do some things on the off end and everything like that. If you can, please share, comment, share, interact. Put up the emojis, put up the hearts, put up put it all up. Put it all up in there on today. Because Motivated to the Masses, making some bigger and better moves and everything like that. So that's some of the reason why I was out and about and everything like that. My podcast world, they kind of know some of the things of what's going on from when I was doing some of my stuff on podcasts and everything like that. But before we get started with anything up in here today, I have to go over the 3 house rules here of Motivated to the Max. All right. I want some of y'all even remember the house rules. All right. Rule number 1 was what's coming in here hot. HOT, and that is coming in honest, open, and transparent. And then rule number 2 was hey, you gotta be lit, all right? And when we say lit, I know sometimes some people think about lit like drinking or like that. I ain't talking about that kind of lit. I'm talking about the kind of lit, lit is like living in thankfulness. You gotta be thankful for what things the God has been doing for all of us. Look, good and bad. Trust me, I would get to that point in a few minutes. Trust me, I understand. Some people are like, what in the world? Trust me, I got you. And then also rule number 3, and this is one of my important rules of all time. Be yourself. It is okay for you to be yourself here on Motivated to the Max. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you need to change up on who you are and anything like that. Look, if God tell you to be happy all day, then you be happy all day. All right. So glory be to God. And so also before we really get started, we got to do the 10-second count off. And I think this is the one that my lovely wife loves right here. And she is actually in on the live on today because she's actually on spring break. So she is on spring break. She's in here working, doing her thing. But she said, babe, you gonna do the live? And I said, yes, I'm going to do the live and everything. So, and I truly thank God for her. And so the 10-second count up from where this is the time you take the moment and then you do a detox for yourself. All right. And it's this a special detox from where anything that's trying to hold you back, anything negative that's trying to stop you from doing the things from what God has called for you to do and everything like that. This is the time, for you to have a detox. You know how some of us, we all do a detox and everything, we try to lose weight and everything like that. But this detox right here is to get rid of the dead weight that's trying to stop you from doing what God needs for you to do. All right. And then after you do this detox, after you get rid of all that negative stuff, that stuff that's in that bad stuff to be in the system and everything like that. And then after you do all that, and then we start feeling same things up with positive vibe. And then guess what? Take your breather. All right. So here goes your 10-second count off right here. And it is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then look, since baseball season is back, I'm trying to tell you, all I did is, this knock that sucker on out the park. Woo! Lord Jesus. I was in Atlanta at the Atlanta Braves Stadium like a couple of years ago, and it was so awesome to be up in there just to see the home runs. And I was like, oh my God, don't hit the building. But this was going to be in the seat of forgetfulness. For whatever's holding you down, it ain't going to come back. We don't want it to come back bothering you no more, man. We don't want that thing to stop you on anything. That's what my wife said, it's going, gone. That is right. And then after all that, take that breather. I'm trying to tell you, you have to take that breather. So, how you guys have been doing? I pray and hope you guys have been doing well. Put in the comments, how you guys have been doing. There's been ups and been down. Trust me, I understand about all of them. I know about the up, down, left, right, up, down, A, B, C. I know about it all because, trust me, I done been through it with you guys as well. Because sometimes the motivator got to get motivated. And then sometimes the motivator just didn't have that time for whatever. He can sit and just have that moment with God and be like, you know what, God, I need you to help me on some things on today. And then guess what? And then God come right on in. And it's not even the moment from where it's like dealing like with money wise or anything like that. Y'all was like this. Look, sometimes I didn't need God to just come in here and just to give me a refill. Because sometimes you need a refill on some things. Sometimes you're going to be like, man, you've been pushing, you've been grinding, you've been doing everything you've been trying to do. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and then you're trying to have life and everything like that. It's just one of them moments like, it's like, I just need one of them times like, look, I need a refill. I need to stop at Sheets or somewhere like that, and give me like a frozen lemonade and then just sit there and just like, whew, okay, here go my small breather right here. And let me go through that breather. But you know what? But then at the times, like, you cannot take that breather very long. We have to keep on moving. We have to keep on grinding. And trust me, I get it. I understand. I get it. And so, like, it just been like one of those moments from where it's been like, it's like, and you know what? This is like one of the conversations, it's like, I'm going to be talking about me a lot on today. Podcast, no, because podcast been hearing most of the time when I've been going in and out work, doing my thing and everything. But it's been some times where it's like, it's like I wanted to stop. I wanted to quit. I wanted to be like, man, like, I can't do this no more and everything like that. And then when you start to get to the point where you really start to question yourself, like, should I do or should I not? And that's when we be like, okay, like, I'm really going to have to, like, sit here and, like, really ponder on this thing and everything like that. But like I said, with all glory to God, I actually miss my people here on live. I really do. But it seemed like every time for whenever I was trying to do live and everything like that, it just, like, my whole system just, like, act all corrupt. Like, it didn't want to go through. Like, stuff didn't want to go through. It didn't want to load up. It didn't want to download. And I was like, this has got to be. It's been sometimes like I actually like recorded it early. This why I'm like, okay, if I record it early and then I set it to come on at a certain time, and so then because I knew I was doing some other things in the background and everything like that, so all right, so let me try to record it early, and then I had a set time for it to be uploaded to like like for YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and everything like that. And so then I'm trying to do all this other stuff right here, and then all of a sudden like, okay, cool, I do the recording and everything like that, and then all of a sudden it was like, we can't do it because like the file's this, or the file can't do this, or it's too big, or it's doing this right here. And I be like, really? I said I did all this when then now I can't even upload my files and everything like this. I said, man, this is some bull. I was livid. I ain't gonna front. I was up there. And it was like even for some of the stuff of what I was doing here on podcasts. But then, and then look, and that was one of the times I was saying, you know what, man, I'm about to stop doing all this thing and everything like that. But man, like, look, I had, keeping this thing real, like when I had a conversation with my bro Ryan, aka DJ Silent Professor, me and him was having a conversation, and I was telling him, I said, man, I wanted to quit. I said, dude, like, I'm ready to, like, let this thing go. Like, we were just checking up on each other. Like, hey, like, what's going on? I ain't get to talk to you in a while. Making sure you was good. And so then, me and him, we was talking and everything like that. So, I was telling him everything what was going, I was telling him everything what was going on with here, from where it was like, I said, I'm trying to do this right here. I said, but then the same token, I said, I wanted to make sure that my wife Latasha was good. Cause, and if those of y'all that don't know, Latasha done graduated from, for health and stuff, being an esthetician. She done graduated. And so, like, big shout out to my lovely wife for what she has done. And then she's still doing in the backgrounds and everything like that. So big shout out to her. And so I was like, man, I said I wanted to make sure that, like, wifey was going good. And then, cause, like, if something was to happen, then, like, I'm right there to have wifey's back and everything. And so then my boy Ryan was telling me, he was like, yo, he said, I get it. He said, but then also too, you got to do some things for yourself as well. He said, I got you. He said, I understand. He said, I totally understand. Like, you want to make sure your wife good and everything like that. He said, now I know for the fact that your wife will be like, babe, why you stop doing what you doing because of me? You know you can go ahead and do what you need to go do. And so I was like, well, I just, life, life was happening. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this thing. Life, L-I-F-E, life was coming in, doing everything. And so then you're trying to, like, when you're trying to find your center and you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that. And it would just get to the point I said, you know what? I'm just going to be like, here, let me just, like, I have a samurai sword in here. Just like pretty much just like putting the sword back on the stand from where it to never be used again. But it does get used in this house, that does. But it was just like one of those moments, like, man, like, I'm really about to, like, just to stop doing everything. So, I was talking with my boy Ryan, he was giving me some encouraging words and everything like that. And so, like, I was jumping, so, how you be, like, when you wake up first in the morning, you check your emails. And then, like, for like the podcast and everything, we got to check our stats, make sure how everything's going, like, in the podcast land and everything like that. Make sure some of the episode stuff that you uploaded, like, it didn't get banned, or you got to make some edits and all. It's a lot, but it's worth it. So, I'm checking my emails and everything, checking my stuff in the background and everything like that. So I get an email from, like, the people that one of the people that I run the podcast through. And so I get this email. I said, oh man, like, what is, I'm like, what is this time? Well, maybe they're changing up some flow mats and I just got to sign some documents or like that, for me to agree with the floor mat. And then they, like, redo all my stuff and everything on the computer and on my phone or whatever like that. So I'm on there. And I'm reading through my stuff and everything like that. And so then, like, whenever I was finishing, I checked off and I signed what I need to sign on that part and everything like that. Then another email had came in. And it was from, like, the same, from the same platform. And so I was like, well, dang, like, what is this time? Like, what in the world's going on? So then, I click on this email and everything. And actually, it was the thing about me. It was some paperwork and they said, hey, we noticed the work on what you have been doing, from where you was doing, like, your uploads and everything like that. And this company wants to be a sponsor for you. Like, they want a sponsor motivated to the max. So then I was like, wait a minute, huh? What? So I got up quick, but in the wheelchair, so, me getting up quick, all I gotta do is do like a little, front row, almost like a little flip. So then, like, when I'm getting up there, I'm like, wait a minute, like, what in the world? So I'm going back, reading over again, because, sometimes you try to read something that you just woke up. So let me make sure I'm seeing this correctly here when I'm reading this thing. So I'm getting, so I did my little flip, got up, sitting up and everything, and I get my chair and everything like that, and so I'm reading over the email. So then look, sometimes you gotta go and like do like a double check from where like you trying to read an email from your phone. Say, nah, let me go to the computer because it'd be much bigger for me to read it to make sure I'm not misreading on what this thing is saying. So then, I come out my room, get myself situated for the day, come out the room, go, get to the laptop and everything. So I get to my laptop, and so I pulled up the email off of whenever I was reading off of my phone and everything. And I said, well, I be dang. I said, this thing is legit. Sometimes people try to send you like a crazy email, say, oh, sign this right here, and then we'll do da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll say it'd be some of them little bad emails to try to scam you and everything like that. I said, this is like one of the scams. Like, I ain't got time for these things at this time in the morning. I got everyday life stuff to be handling. And then you want to come up with a scam email like this. So, I'm going in, I'm going back in the email and everything, and I'm reading, and it was like, well, if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to like email us back and everything like that. So guess what? I emailed them back. And so, and y'all don't do this, but then, like, I guess the person who responded to my email was like, I understand everything like that, because I sent a question and say, yo, is this for real or this a joke? That was like the email that I sent. Please don't send like a professional business email. Don't send something like that to the people, and you trying to reach out, and they want to do sponsorship, and don't send them. This is for real. This is a joke. Don't do that. Tip number 1 for Motivated to the Man: don't send a crazy email like that. All right, y'all podcast, y'all understand. So I sent the email, I sent the copy of like what was sent to me, and then like I sent it to the people when they, send it to them, ask a question. And at the time I said, yo, this for real, this is a joke. And so I was sitting right there, so I'm like, well, if they don't respond to a certain time or whatever like that, then that means it wasn't real. I was getting like a little deadline to it. I was like, in the video game sign to be like, I'm waiting. Hey, like, I'm waiting. But then all of a sudden, like, I went to go do something in the kitchen. I come back and everything. And all of a sudden, like, my phone is dinging. It's like, ding, like, ding, 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 ding. Like, my phone is just, like, going off. So it's like, I'm thinking, like, it's like your everyday emails and everything like that. So, it's probably like so-and-so telling me about this, or telling me about this right here and everything like that. It's probably about this right here, like your everyday stuff, like your light bill, the bills, and like stuff for my mom that I gotta read and take care of her personal stuff or whatever like that as well. So then I'm going through the emails and everything. I'm going through like all my everyday emails that I normally get. So then I get the email back from the company that I emailed earlier. And the guy name was Jason. He said, hello, Mr. Tisdale, my name is Jason. I am from such and such, and everything. Like, I'm from this company, whatever like that. And he like, this is for real. And I was like, oh, snap. I like, oh, snap. Are you serious? Like, this for real? He was like, yeah, this is for real. And so he was like, yo, in the email, it's going to tell you everything what you need to do. Go ahead and then do it. Click on this, and then boom, you're ready to go. So I was like, all right, then cool, bet. And everything like so I go back to the original email and everything. So I'm clicking on, I'm clicking everything what I need to click on to do this right here. I said, oh, okay, cool. And so then it was like, okay, cool. Once you done did all this, and then you said that you agreed to do this and everything like that, then I had to do like my actual like ad on like for the podcast. And so, and so they were like, okay, make sure you hit the, the certain highlights right here and everything. Good afternoon, Auntie. When you hear that, look, make sure you hit these points right here. So then that, hey, like when you hit some of these points and stuff right here, then that means we know that you're talking about, the company who's doing what they doing and everything like that. And so then that'll be recognized. So every time everybody hear this ad, whenever that you on Spotify and everything like that, it's like, yo, like, that's income coming to you. So I was like, okay, cool. So, I did my little trailer ad thing for it and everything like that. And it was like, you're happy with it? Then hit accept and everything. So I was like, I ain't gonna front. I went over like 2-3 times and like I erased it, then did it all over again. I said, no, this gotta be good. This gotta be good. And I'll be the one be like dynamic or whatever like that. But then I was like, and so then the Holy Spirit was like, bruh, calm down and this dude that go commercial. Bruh. Sometimes we're like, sometimes like you had that from the guy that looked at you was like, really? Really? All you gotta do is just do it. Just move on it. Just go. And so, I did, so I did it. And then, I accepted it and everything. So then after I did that, and I said, okay, great. And so for all the other all the other episodes on my podcast stuff that I have done thus far, since signing that, like it went back to all of my episodes and it added that commercial at the beginning of the podcast. So they were like, so each time when somebody listened to it, like on Spotify and everything like that, bam, like they're gonna hear it. And then not to mention the other things from the other people from where I'm up on the where I told them to run ads and stuff on that as well. They're like, boom, you get paid for that as well and everything. And so I surprised. So Natasha found out before I can even tell her. She was like, she found out the easy way. Like she actually saw Spotify. She said, "Oh, Babe did, Babe did Motivated to the Max." She thought it was a lie, but she said, "Oh, it's podcast or whatever like that." She said, "Well, I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna listen to it anyway," and everything like that. So the first thing she hears me like talking like doing this commercial, and so she was like, "Hold the front door. Wait a minute." So she listening to the whole commercial and everything. And so then she comes in. Then she calls me after she done heard all of it. She calls me. She was like, "Hey." And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Sinuses was kicking up and everything. So, I'm right here sneezing and coughing and everything like that. She like, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, sinuses as usual." And everything. So she was like, and her first word was like, "Ninja, how come you ain't tell me you doing a commercial now?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And she was like, "Yo, I clicked on your podcast, listen to the podcast, also here go a commercial you talking on and everything." And I was like, "Yeah, oh yeah," she found out through YouTube. So she was like, I was like, "Yeah, like, well, I was gonna tell you when you got home." But we got busy, so I didn't even get to tell her when she got home at first. So then she was like, so then I was like, "Yeah." And so I told her, so those of you I want to know, and then people on podcasts, some of y'all already don't know if you listen on the podcast, I'm being sponsored by Anchor. The app that I actually run my podcast through, I'm being sponsored through Anchor. And so she finds out that I'm going through Anchor, I'm being sponsored by Anchor. So every time you listen to it, like on Spotify, you said YouTube too, is that right? She's here, and on YouTube and everything like that. All it comes through every time. Come on, they already know you're on spring break. so then that's where everything is running through. And so she was like, "Well, congratulations. I told you, man, you gotta hold on to God. You keep on going. Everything's gonna be good and everything like that." And so then for me, I'm hearing from what my wife is saying and everything like, I'm hearing everybody say, "Oh, well, congratulations," and everything like that. But then this is the moment from where God had to give me a reality check.
Oh, reality check.
So God was like, "Look," He said, "Look, I allow you to do the things on what you're doing." He said, "Because you wasn't doing it to try to get fans. You're doing this because because this is a way for you to be a help to the kingdom."
My Lord.
So for you to be able to be a help to the kingdom, you have to have resources to be able to help the kingdom. So I was like, dang, like, we gotta be like that. But then the same token, it was actually, I said, like, look, I said, the only reason why, I said, so God really had to give me like my reality check. He was like, what was the reason of you actually doing Motivated to the Max? And so then, like, I had to check my heart. I was like, well, I wanted to do it because, like, you know, people's going through some things, and, you know, I done been through some things, and, you know, I can be a help and everything like that. Okay, then, so, like, your main focus your main focus had to be, you're not there to make the money. You're there because you said you want to be a help to the kingdom.
My Lord.
He says, so sometimes you got to have sometimes you got to check that heart. You got to have a reality check. Yeah, my wife said what that heart look like. And see, look, I'm just going to put it on up here. I know my mouse is like, look here, dang it, it's Bluetooth. You going to quit clicking on me all the time. But it's like, y'all, like, what that heart look like? And so then it was like, so like, all that, you know, and then like some of the stuff where I was hearing from Matt, somebody was like Family Worship Center, you know, going through, you know, doing this thing right here. Man, I was one of the ones, like, I was like, look, I'm about to fall back. Now, if I fall back or word like that, ain't nobody got to worry about what's going on with me. Look, I will be online. I may be there, or if I'm there, I'm at the door. Leave me alone. So when church is over, I can get out, get in the car, and go home. I mean, I was in one of them type moods. For what everything was like, it was a whole lot of stuff on what was going on in life. But then God had to come to me and say, like, all right, cool. Like, it's time for you to have a reality check. Because in the same token as well, man, that's why you said it. He said in the same token as well, while I was sitting right there, you know what? Hold on, y'all, because daggone Siri wants to be part of the show. No, get out. Sorry. And so, with some of the things on what he said, like, y'all was like, you know, sometimes we go through things in life. And he brought me to, and he actually before you walk out, can you hand me my sword real quick? I get to do an illustration podcast. I'm sorry, I won't be able to see the illustration. But if you come follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Motivated to the Max, you'll be able to see it. All right, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So, you know, I got this sword right here, right?
I guess I didn't wait.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can wait like 30 seconds or whatever like that. So, I have this sword right here, right? And so, you know, over the years, a sword can be sharp, right? And I don't know who this is for. I know this is for me as well. It's gonna be some times from where that your blade is gonna get dull. And what I mean by like with the blade, like, you know, like right now, you know, you see the little shine because it's hitting with the sun and everything like that. But you know what? That can be fake because it could be shiny all day, but it can't cut for nothing.
Jesus.
You can have like a good look. You can have like that good looking face and everything like that. But then like, what are your actions actually cutting up here? So you know, I was like, okay, then cool. Take it out the thing. So then I'm like, oh, okay, then cool. But then it was like, you know, from where we had to be with God every time so your blade won't get dull. It got to be sharpened every time. And I was looking at something last night. That's what took me so long to come to bed as well. I was looking at something last night from where we were actually watching from where how some of the swordsmen and everything was actually sharpening their blades. They were like sharpening it. They was put, you know, they had it on certain material like the rocks, and then they were just like this, ching, ching, like a really hard stone, and it was like ching. Every time they were doing that, they were sharpening up the blade. They were sharpening it up. They were like, okay, we can't let it go. It can't go dull. And I mean, I'm seeing swords or what like that from where they said, okay, this blade should be sharper than it could cut through a bamboo tree. And everything. And so then like now, you know, the sword was sharp and everything like that. Here you go, babe. You can put it back. And so then like God was talking like, look, I know you've been going through some stuff. You were going through some stuff in life and everything. But this is not the time to let your blade get dull. And whenever I'm talking about with your blade, I'm talking about like your actual true weapon, the word of God, your heart. Wow. Don't let your heart and stuff get dull. Okay, you go through a process, you have challenging issues and everything like that. Don't you know the process and stuff that I'm allowing you to go through in life and everything is just to sharpen you up? Just like we had the illustration in Max Life on Sunday, but like, we're sifting through the dirt and everything, to pull the gold out of you. Don't you know the stuff on what you're going through is to sharpen your blade? For whatever that the enemy is trying to come at you and everything, that you'll be able to, I'm a cartoon freak, so my wife knows one of my favorite cartoons to watch is Samurai Jack. And so in Samurai Jack, he has his magical sword, and it can cut through anything. It can even defeat the evil emperor of Aku and everything, like the shadow of darkness and everything. That blade can cut through him and actually destroy him. So you cannot be going through with a dull blade thinking that you're going to be able to cut up and do the things of what you need to do. So you got to go through the process and everything to be able to sharpen your blade. I know it's a sword right now that my auntie got Elder Janelle Strickland got right now. I love the sword that she got. Because that sucker look like it'll never get dull. But then guess what? That type of blade, it can't get dull if you're not using it properly. So I'm like, now I said, oh man. So now I'm at this point right now. Now I'm at this point right here. Say, yo, like, I can't let Motivated to the Max be like a dull blade. Yes, on a thin samurai sword. Yeah, she got a thin samurai sword. I didn't get like FOMO.
We got you.
Yeah, wifey got me, so hallelujah. She already knew what it was. But then, so it sounds like, you cannot let your blade, look, you can't let your blade get dull. The stuff of what you're going through right now is to sharpen your blade. It's, man. Even though, look, man, some of us been cut by a dull blade, but now it's the time, like, for you to be sharpened up, for then your heart can be able to rekindle instead of be able to pull yourself back together and be like, you know what? I got to cut through this atmosphere right here.
My Lord.
And trust me, I had to learn this for like a couple of weeks, almost a month. That's why I've been like MIA, missing in action on YouTube and everything like that. Because I was going through a process for I could be able to let my blade get sharp. Let this thing get sharp. Man, that's just like you're going to go to a gunfight, man. You're going to take rubber bullets to a gunfight. and they trying to kill you. Y'all excuse me. Pollen time, Lord Jesus, y'all gotta pray for me. And so then, like, now, it's at that point right now, it's like, yo, I'm going, I gotta go through this. I gotta go through that right there. Right. Like, you're never gonna take rubber bullets to a gunfight. Everybody gonna look at you like, what in the high heaven are you doing? Okay, since you want to bring rubber bullets to this, like, we're gonna send you out there first. And then see how that affects and everything. Just like you never want to go into a battle and everything unarmed. I know Whisper will say, yo, I fist out of weapons and everything like that. But then, like, yo, it's like I have been dealing with so many people right now for where everybody, I was going to use this to be like to fight that battle. Man, have you ever thought about using this and then using your heart and then also I got my phone right here, but also like using your word to be able to go through and to do things on what needs to be done? And look, I'm talking to me. It's been several times I've been like, well, you know what? Cool. I'm about to handle that. It's about to be easy. It's about to be done. Like, I'm about to shut it down and everything like that. But then it was at some point in time, I was like, man, do I really want to deal with this? Do I really want to deal with this right here? Because then, like, now, like, man, because, like, whenever I'm single, it was no problem to me, like, to go in there fist first and everything, and then not using my head because I ain't had nobody like to really to take care of it and like be like, well, okay, I gotta come home to that person. Now since I'm married and everything, like, yo, I gotta be thinking about some of the things I'm talking about. I'm gonna be willing to do. Like, hold up. I said, because as soon as some craziness come to my home, I'm about to be able to handle that. But then the same token, it was like, yo, it's like, you don't want to be able to come. You don't want to go into a battle unarmed. You don't want to be able to go into something to be like, to something to be like, like, cool. Prime example. I know, like for me, before like, like growing up and everything like that, I was hanging around some of the kids who like use like big unanimous words and everything like in their papers and everything like that. And then some of them used to pick them out saying, what in the world does that mean? And they were like, dude, you're so stupid. Like, how can you not know what that means? I mean, I don't know what it means. I mean, can you tell me what it means? Then I finally realized that some of them call me stupid and everything. They ain't even know what the word means. But then the same time was like, y'all was like, and so I did not let that stop me from still being able to do on what I need to do to be able to like to do a paper for high school and everything. Like, shoot, for me to be able to write in a book. I was telling Latasha, I said, yeah, be honest with you. When I was in like building the game or whatever like that, I said, look, I'm not the one who's gonna be using all these big significant words and everything like that. I said, actually, man, I want to have this thing like it's a conversation. And I want everybody to actually see on what I went through my eyes. So if you read my part of the chat, you saw some of my words. This is what I was going through when I was going through in the hospital and everything. You didn't see blasphemous or anything in it. You saw what I was really going through and saying in that hospital. I was like, look, all right, this is it. I'm looking at the doctor like I'm a daggone cartoon character and be like, got my mouth. Yeah, that was real. I'm like, what? But then in the whole token of everything of what's been going on, God was allowing me to go through all the processes, go through all of everything for what was going on. Yo, just to sharpen me. And I'm not talking about to sharpen me just so I can just come in there and just cut up everybody. Yo, it was sharpening me from whenever that bigger and crazier obstacles will come my way. Sometimes like you try to throw something like and then you can just like come right through and it just split it right there in half because it's not going to be able to stop you. Just like I'm being sharpened every day. I'm being sharpened right now just by sitting right here talking. I'm motivated to the max. God is sharpening me. So if you're going through some things in life, yo, allow God to sharpen you through the process. I know some people might say like, yo, it hurt. Like, I don't want to go through this. It hurts. It's just trust me, I get it. I get it because, yo, this stuff hurt. It was hurting me too. From everything I was going through right now. And I wasn't even trying to be funny. It was like, I was at a point, I was like, you hear that song, Who Can You Run To? I didn't know who the heck I could run to. Latasha would tell you, she'd be like, well, babe, you need to go talk to so-and-so about this. But then you need to, talk to them, say this. I was like, man, I don't even know who I can run to right now. But then I had to sit right there and say, the only person I run to was God. I said, God, you got to help me. Please help me. Because every time I felt like I was going crazy. Every time I felt like I wanted to withdraw. From where I wanted to withdraw from the place that really was helping me. But then whenever we done got so used to being comfortable, and then everything is going crazy, and now it's making you come out your comfort zone, it's making you to be able to have to go and talk to somebody about it, Trust and believe. I get it. It's been several times. And it will make it so funny. The ones who tell me that I can't withdraw, I can't fall back and everything, they're actually on here right now. They were like, nope. You can't do it. Nope, you can't do it. You gotta go through it. You gotta go through. You gotta go through. And then when that you actually hear was like, you gotta give your testimony. Man, it was something. I'm like, man, I don't want to give my testimony because I don't want nobody to go through what I'm going through. But then I was having stuff backwards. At the time, I was like, why should I tell a person this testimony? Because, like, if I tell them my testimony, then I don't want them to be able to have that issue. And then I don't want them to be able to have the issue. I don't want the issue to be worse for them for what it was for me. But then I was like, yo, when I give when I'm giving my testimony, when I'm able to tell the people what I've been through in the process and everything, that God to actually sharpen me from whenever I will be able to tell the person, like, well, I've been through this. I've been through this right here. For me, that I'm actually being a tool to be able to help them to be able to get through the situation if it's similar from what I've been through. But then when I'm seeing people going through, I'm like, man, I ain't going front. I'm keeping it hot, honest, open, and transparent. It was sometimes I was like, man, I don't want nobody to go through what I've been through. That's every time I kept my mouth shut. I was like, I ain't saying nothing. Keep me out of this. Nope, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Nope. I mean, that's how I was. My wife will tell you. She like, well, babe, you should have said something. I'm like, because I ain't trying to start no trouble. And I'm being real. I said, I ain't trying to start no trouble. I ain't trying to start no mess with anybody or anything like. I said, I ain't saying I'll keep my mouth closed. No. No. And then I had to get to the point with my pride and everything, from where it was time for whenever I actually told my testimony, and then people want to cuss me out and everything just because I'm like, yo, I've been through this. You need to go ahead. I said, look, I've been through this. I know how the way it feels and everything like that. Just because the other person don't want to own up for what the heck they're going through. I'm like, nah, you know what? I ain't got time for all that. Then guess what? I used to fall back. I said, nah, they got it. They got it. Nah, they got it. But then I had a line, I was like, yo, even though they may not want to hear, it's like, I gotta get it out there too. We have to take it step by step by step by step by step. I'm willing to go and say, you know what, I'll be praying for you. Even though I know how the way they feel, I know the situation is that I'll be praying for you. Instead of allowing God to actually deal with me and to sharpen me to be able to be like, you know what? I get it. I've been through that before. I've been through from whatever it seems like family don't want you around. I done been to that point right there from where X, Y, and Z. You done had like people in the church done hurt you and everything. I said, I done been through that before. And then when I actually had some people actually come and see me like, well, how did you get through it? Then I got to tell my testimony. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, I know it hurt. I said, but you can't let it stop you. You can't let the momentum stop. Just like on this past Sunday, I was getting up and I was hurting bad. I was hurting. I was at the point, I was in pain. I was almost at the point of tears. But I said, God, you got to hold me. I said, because if I can just get my momentum going, if I can just get to moving and then get to church on where I need to be at and everything, I said, I should be okay. And then God, and then God answered my prayers. When I was able to have some momentum, then I was able to, actually get to the building and do what I need to do. And then and have some movement and everything. Because I have to go through that process to be able to keep on moving from whatever that the next person who's going through what they're going through, I will be able to help encourage them to be able to keep on moving. I said, I know it hurt. I said, now look, now don't be crazy. And then if the doctor tells you, hey, I need you to come to the hospital, like, hey, you need to go get this thing checked out. Yo, go get it checked out. But I know for me, I can only speak for me. I was at a point where I'm just tired of going to the hospital. So I was like, Lord, strengthen me so I can get some movement so I can keep on going. And then some people were like, well, did you take some medicine? I said, if I take the pills that I have at home, I would have been in here sleeping. I was like, and that's keeping it 100. I would have been like, sleep. My wife would tell you, I would have been in here sleep. But then I had to keep on moving. I had to get to the point where it's like, I can't stop. And that's just even from we're motivated to the max. I could not stop. I have to keep on going. Man, just from getting that break of news right there from Anchor, and they were saying hey, we want to sponsor you. Here's what you need to do. And then on top of that, it's coming back. Then it comes the more and more you start doing that, then the more we will help you find more sponsors. So I have to keep on moving. I have to keep on going. Just like now, Just like Expressions LLC and everything. Monica, I know you probably at work, but you and your wife, man, y'all keep on pushing, y'all keep on moving. And then Ryan, bro, I know you're probably busy right now, but then talk to me and you had, that helped push me to be able to keep on going. Same thing with the Princess of Poetry, Elder Janelle Strickland, and everything. It's been several times from when she had to push me saying, hey, nephew, you got to keep on going. You can't stop. You got to keep on going. You got to keep on pushing. Okay, things may be looking crazy, and then you're going to be like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. But then, nah, bro, then you know what? And when God really is giving you something that God really wants you to do, you say that you're done with it and everything, but then for some odd reason, you find a reason to pick it back up again. That's how I was. I was like, man, I'm done with it. I ain't doing it no more. I was ready to shut down everything and everything like that. But then, and also in the same token, it was like I couldn't shut down the podcast. I couldn't close the Facebook page. I couldn't turn off the YouTube page. I couldn't even turn off my Twitch. And then I said, you know what? I ain't doing this no more. I'm just going to be like the spectator here on the other side and everything. But then for some odd reason, God was redropping something else. And he said, well, you know what? Try this right here. And now I said, guess what I'm doing? I'm picking it back up again. I'm sitting right here back on the computer. I'm doing this right here. I said, man, I just said I was done with this thing. But then for some odd reason, I got to keep on going. I know I've been hurt. I know I done hurt some other people like that. And y'all know the one thing I really had to learn, going through that right there, I had to learn how to forgive myself. If God already told me that, hey, I forgive you, but then I'm still sitting around moping and everything around because you're like, well, I done hurt this person, I done did that, I done did this, I done did that, and everything like that. I had to get to the point where it's like, you know what? If God forgive me, why can't I forgive myself? So now I got to get to that point. Thank God I'm at that point now. Right, we can't stop at what God has purpose for us to do. Right. And so I was like, well, God, you got to help me. I ain't gonna front. I was like, God, you got to help me. And then, you know, God really did with you. Then he sent like certain songs like to be listening to. And like, it's like one song, I was just like strumming through like Apple Music and everything. And then I would listen to a song by D1 called like Priorities. And then like, that was doing like from what we talked about in Covering Conversations and everything. And then I found another album from D1 and everything talking about, and the name of the album was called Finding Balance. It's a great album too. I'll share it with some people. But this is a time for where God is sharpening us when we won't be walking around with dull blades. So that's it for me on today. Thank you all for coming on. Please make sure that you share, still leaving your comments, put up the emojis, fire flames, whatever it is. Still put that up. Motivated Mass is back in that move, in that groove again. And then even if you can't come to, come on go on Spotify, look up Motivated to the Max. Actually look on Spotify, Apple, Google, I think Amazon and everything like that. Go and check go in there, download it, put it in your playlist for like podcasts and everything like that. So whenever that is done here on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and everything, it'll go right on to Spotify and everything like that. So that it'll keep a library of it. So then you can just go back to listen to each and every last one of them. Each and every last one of them that's going to be like hope it'll be a blessing to you all and everything. So with that being said, I pray that and hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be on, today's Tuesday, so I will be on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. But I might just start doing this 10, 11 thing a little bit more better though, because I actually like this. But then it'll be like 12 o'clock, like your noonday motivation. So while some of y'all might be having lunchtime and everything like that, you can get some motivation there to get you through the work, get you through the work week and everything at noontime. So with that being said, I'm actually going to play this song that I was talking about. So you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day.